Hello and welcome to the first episode of Global Cold Cases. In this series, we are going to be taking a look at cold cases from all over the globe. But before we continue, if you are new to the channel and like the content, please take a second to stab that subscribe button, notification bell, and keep up to date with all future content. The first case we are going to look at is the Happy Valley cardboard box murder, which took place in Hong Kong between December 1974 and 1975. But what makes this a really interesting case is the fact that somebody was found guilty and served 28 years in prison for this murder. On the 16th of December 1974, a 16-year-old student, Pin Yuk Ying, was supposed to attend a night class that was scheduled to start at around 7 p.m. Now we know that she placed a call to a male classmate at around 5 p.m. and arranged to meet him, but he would later claim that when he arrived there was no sign of Pin Yuk Ying and he eventually left. Now, what is really interesting is the fact that he never went to class after she didn't show, and this lead was never investigated by the police. During the early hours of the 17th of December, Hong Kong's street cleaners were collecting empty boxes left outside from local businesses the night before, when one of the workers found a box still full of rubbish just outside of Holly Building at number 21 Huang Mu Chong Road. He opened the box to find a contorted naked body inside. The police were immediately called and arrived on the scene within minutes. Initial investigations led the police to question around 800 people. However, no leads were found. This bizarre murder left Hong Kong shocked and forced the police to have a major public presence. Details of her death were soon revealed to the public. It appeared that she had been strangled to death, her genitalia was set alight, and her nipples had been dissected. One thing that is strange is the box that Pin Yuk Ying had been left inside had no damage to it, except for a few scuff marks along the bottom, showing signs that the box had been dragged into position. This led the police to believe that the scene where the murder took place must have been close by. During routine questioning, one of the officers, known as Agent 1725, wandered into a local ice cream parlour to use their phone. It was there that he remembered several of Pin Yuk Ying's classmates had stated that she often came here for treats. Taking a look around the ice cream parlour, Agent 1725 noticed similar boxes to the one that Pin Yuk Ying had been left inside, but this could have merely been a coincidence. Looking around the exterior of the building, he noticed strips of paper that were identical to strips that were attached to the box. The police continued to question local residents and business owners. They soon learned that the parlour was one of the only businesses open on the night of the 16th and 17th of December, and there was only one employee on duty, Yueng Ping Kyung. He soon became a person of interest and was brought in for questioning. During interrogations, Yuan was tortured by police. They poured liquids up his nose, beat and starved him, but he never once admitted his guilt. Forensic experts matched 7 out of 269 fibers that were recovered from under Pin Yuk Ying's fingernails to a similar fiber of Yuan's uniform. This was the first time in Hong Kong's history that forensics would be used in a case like this. There was no other evidence to suggest Yuan was in any way connected to this murder, and for those that aren't aware, fibers alone are not enough to convict somebody. They are circumstantial evidence and should be used to strengthen other circumstantial evidence or solid evidence. Regardless, Yuan was tried and sentenced to death, but later being overturned and a life sentence of 28 years. Over the years, Yuan has always maintained his innocence, and he was even refused parole several times due to the fact that he would not say that he was guilty. The majority of Hong Kong's public feel that Yuan was unjustly tried and wrongly convicted and believe the fact that he is innocent. Let's take a quick look at some of the evidence that should have helped Yuan's case. The box that Ping Yuk Ying was left inside was not the exact same as the ice cream parlor's boxes. Yueng's fingerprints were not on the victim, and the fingerprints on the box did not match Yueng's. The location where the police suspected that the murder took place, Ping Yuk Ying's fingerprints were nowhere to be found. There were no defensive wounds on Yueng or any signs that he had been part of an altercation. The police never treated the male classmate who Ping Yuk Ying placed a call to as a suspect. Yueng was released on conditional license after serving 28 years and still to this day stands firm on his innocence. It is widely believed that the Hong Kong police force were under a lot of pressure to find the person or people responsible for the murder of Ping Yuk Ying and used Yueng as a scapegoat, and that the real killer is still out there somewhere. As for my thoughts on the case, I'm in two minds as to is Yueng guilty or not. Whilst there is a complete lack of evidence against Yueng and nobody else was even considered a suspect, it seems more and more likely that he was used as a scapegoat. But then why do I think he is guilty? Well, when he was released, he gave a public interview and he said something that made me question his innocence. I very much hope that society can accept me and give me a chance to turn over a new leaf. Why would you need to turn over a new leaf if you are innocent? Anyway guys, if you made it this far, thank you very much for listening to the cold case of Happy Valley cardboard box murder. And if you haven't already, then please stab that subscribe button and notification bell to keep up to date with all future content. It has been a pleasure to narrate for you today. So until next time, stay safe.